What is up, YouTube? It's Ars Mario here, and I'm bringing you another anime reaction video. This time to the Legend of Arslan, or Arslan Sinki. It's probably wrong. Sinkaki? Sinki? I hate names. But yeah, so the Legend of Arslan is the Heroic Legend of Arslan is a pretty interesting story. It had the same art style as Full Metal Alchemist because it's the same artist. Um, but the story itself is pretty interesting. It's about the country of Pars or Paris. From I've heard a couple different translations, but mainly I've heard Pars, P-A-R-S. Um, and they are a kind of a big royal country in this kind of like mythical place. It's weird because it's a fantasy setting, but it's not a lot of magic. Think like Game of Thrones. There's not a lot of magic in Game of Thrones, but it's still set in that fantasy setting, and that's pretty interesting. But it all follows Prince Arslan of Pars and his horrible family, basically. Like, cause I mean, his dad is kind of a douche. He's kind of like this. I mean, he's not like a total dictator, but he's pretty much a total dictator. He's a monarch, basically. Monarchs weren't exactly dictators; they were just monarchs, most of them. His mom is extremely cold for whatever reason, to him and his father. It's weird, but yeah, this follows him and basically his trials and things that go on with him. And after some horrible events happened in Pars in a war with a different country. This story touches base on a lot of interesting things. And if this story was about the two countries that are at war with each other, I probably wouldn't watch it because you can't root for anybody. I mean, like Pars, they are your basic, like, they have a class system, a caste system, where there's rich, there's like middle class, and then there's like dirt poor potato farmers. Then you have, and they believe in slavery and keeping people down and treating people like cattle. It's horrible. It's horrible. Then you have the other country, which the name is so long, I'm not even gonna try. Is they basically believe that everybody is created equal, and now here's the catch. Their god, who I'm not going to try to pronounce his name either, believes that everyone is created equal, and everyone who doesn't believe that should die. Yes. Really? Who is there to root for in this? The people who want to enslave people, or the people who want to kill everybody who doesn't believe like them? Honestly, I don't understand this, but yeah, and in the middle we have the prince, and in the beginning of the show you can see, he's kind of like a wimp. Part of this show is going to be watching him get strong and get awesome. He really doesn't. You can see his beliefs and his father's beliefs are kind of faltering. Things happen. He meets, an elder brother because they're always getting into trouble. And that's one of the negatives about this show is I understand it's the same art designer, but you didn't have to use the same freaking character model almost. Like this dude could be the third Elric brother. Like seriously, really. I mean, this is almost as bad as Dragon Ball Z with the color, the palette swapping for the transformations, But yeah, that's just one of the downsides. But the story itself looks very interesting. I want to see where they take this. You have religious extremists versus slavers. I want to see where they take this story. A lot of things. I can't really go much into the story because I don't want to spoil it. It's pretty interesting. I mean, the battles, like the war, at least the one battle I've seen, it's freaking awesome. Like, it's like Lord of the Rings, just more violent. I mean, it's way more violent than Lord of the Rings. And I have to say, that's weird that I get this excited about violence. I might have a problem, but I like it. And so far, the show looks really good. You know, eventually, you know, he's gonna go off on his own and get his own party. And I read the wiki a little bit, and I probably shouldn't have, because I spoiled myself just a little bit. So I'm not gonna spoil you, but I would say definitely this is one of the ones to watch. Like, I mean, Triage X this season, you know, Kakai Sensen is one to watch. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? Depends. I'm still watching the show. We'll see if I get to episode 5. This show, I'm definitely going to keep on watching. This show so far, this one and Kakai Sensen are the 2 shows that I'm probably going to follow throughout the entire season this year. But that's about it. I have to say, this show I would recommend to just about anybody, unless you don't like gore. If you're not a huge fan of gore, I might stay away from episode 2. I might say skip episode 2. Even though episode 2 has some big plot points, you know. But I mean, if you don't like gore, don't watch episode 2. I'll just say there's an oil pit. Let me pause an oil pit. But yeah, that's about it. So, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely keep this show. If you start this show, keep this show. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep it real.